Go Beaver! Away!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Critscast. It's a tale as old as time, UGC Grand Final, Season 31. We've got the full ensemble here for you tonight. Super Dickmann's KANNONEN versus Gimme opponent. My name is Gamma, and joining me tonight on production is Wiethoofd, 4HP alongside me in the Analysts box. CeeJaey and Book will be our casters, but for now, I see that we actually have a lot of gamers in the server already, so do you want to run through maps real fast there?
Yeah, so the pick bans for this game, SDCK banned Steel first, then Gimme opponent will have banned Badwater. SDCK got a pick of Swiftwater, which will be our first map today. Gimme opponent picked Lakeside, which will be the second map. There was also a ban of Summer Coast from a part of Gimme opponent, and finally SDCK picked, well, technically Asheville, which is what is in the UGC schedule, but European teams have been given the choice of whether to play Coal Plant, since European teams are more used to that, and Coal Plant has in fact been picked. So we have Swiftwater first map, Lakeside second map, and Coal Plant will be the decider.
Yeah, the other thing, of course, I suppose, is Swiftwater, I think, is meant to be best of three, so we're going to see a lot of Swiftwater here today. But it appears that we are going to go live very shortly, so I suppose time to take a break from our voices. We're going to hand you over to the eminent voices of CeeJaey and Book to cast this game for you.
Yes, good evening, everybody. And for those of you just joining, welcome to Critscast. This is the UGC Platinum Grand Final. This is the European division. We're seeing two European heavyweights going at it. Super Dickmann's KANNONEN, shortened to SDCK, and Gimme opponent, also known as Envision. They'll be heading off against each other in this best of three. I'm CeeJaey, joined by Buck. And Buck, man, I just got to hit you on the pressure straight away. Predictions.
Oof, going straight in there, but yeah, still to be back once again casting this, but I mean, I don't know, it's been very close. Gimme opponent have been showing their strengths recently, so I'm not sure. Probably going to be one of the closer games, if anything. I'm glad this is kind of a best of three on this first payload. We'll have to see how this plays out, but I'm going to probably still predict SDCK, just for the bans, I suppose, but I will say forward, CeeJaey, here we go again.
Here we go again, indeed. It seems we see these two teams just go ahead against each other all the time, right? Like, we've casted grand finals in TF2 against these guys. You know, these two have fought in platinum finals in UGC before. It's just deja vu. Rinse and repeat. There's going to be SDCK in the blue, attacking first. They'll be trying to set as fast a time as possible, and then Gimme opponent will try to defeat that. You see the suicide wave in Yahoo with the jetpack on Pyro. And they actually do manage to take down Tercia, the Pyro, and Barthes. So two kind of key combo members out there. And you can see this is the plan of Swiftwater first, isn't it, Buck? You just kind of give it up. You just sit there, see if you can get some picks, slow them down a little bit. But the meat of the time is definitely going to be on that second point.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, there's a really well played stock wave actually coming from SDCK to get that first pressure. Got a little bit of a W key actually coming in from Yahoo. Managed to get the demo. That's going to be a huge pick for them actually if they decide to just rush into this top area. But fortunately, ASUK's been smart. Highlander going out quite early there. Going to get that set up on this point, and the flank is still importantly alive on this defense. So we'll have to see how they fight this without stand for a few seconds.
You can see Yerkas is going in behind right now, and he's just going to be scoping out, giving a bit of intel to his team, just letting them know this is where the players are right now, this is where the combo is pushing from, so that Gimme opponent can advance. But you see ASUK's there with that sentry in the high ground. The Ubers are exchanged up here in the top. Barthes is totally out of it, and Yahoo is going to get dropped. But Stan dies there. Stickies, Nubby just puts some stickies back away from the door, and Stan just stands on them and actually gets picked off. This is huge. It looks like SDCK may want to start pressuring this dry. Yerkas is also gone down in the back lines. So a couple of picks here. ASUK's and Jorge, they're so weak. Everyone on Gimme opponent is so weak. The sentry is going to get easily spammed now as the NG is dead. Jorge gets picked off by Mezzo, and SDCK are starting to roll this forward.
Oh, Barthes is still in there. They're still going to fight this. Yahoo's in the corner. He's going to pressure him. Poker's not peeking him. He goes down. Poker's getting the heals now. Maybe wins this. Very close there, but again, stands back up here, jumping in. But Jorge's still down, and it's just an absolute mess into this top area. But I've got a feeling that eventually they're going to have to give this out. But I don't know. Maybe they can find another demo pick.
Yeah, actually, they're kind of holding onto this thing, and it's down. And there is a huge Uber advantage for SDCK, but they don't want to commit too hard here. They're kind of just waiting in this upper area, trying to regain control. Stan is there throwing some stickies down just to slow them, make them think twice about just barreling through, and they are going to use the Uber, but they're using the Uber into pretty much nothing. Tercia is just going to air blast them away a little bit. and nothing really else gets done. And you know, it's going to be interesting with Gimme opponent want to try and hold on to this. How can it go? Because yeah, Jackie, May and Mezzo all going down for SDCK. Really good control here. Clark is trying to push that car, and Yerkes will just finish him off. So Poker here is going to land on Jorge.
They didn't look up! What? I don't know what just happened. They just didn't look up for some reason. Poker just lands on their head. Massive play from Poker. I mean, took advantage of the fact that they were unaware. Stan didn't chuck some sticks up either, and now they've got no demo and no mid. Although, I did see Gedu die there, so it's going to delay them a bit in here.
I mean, I was focused on Poker getting the med kill for SDCK there, but Asics managed to kill Gedu with the Eureka effect. So, you know, just zapping him out of existence there. Yaka's actually just slowing down the car, gets 2 kills, doing really well there. Backstabs mate and takes out Jackie Legs with the revolver. So 252 for the first 2 points is fairly decent, fairly fast. But we'll see how much more time can be held here. Jorge is there with Barthas. They want to hold on to this buck, and it's going to be interesting if SDCK are able to cap this quickly, because start to snowball a little bit here.
Jorge though? How does he live there? Okay, that was crazy. That was either a misplay from Nubby or just a huge play from Jorge. I'm going to say both. But like, he manages to just go into the room when Nubby was spamming. Someone manages to live there. And there we go. Yerkes getting May on the car. They're going to delay the car push a bit. A6 opting for this lower down sentry. Stinkhand getting spammed out though. No sniper to pressure them in here. Nice crits though from A6 to help kill the demo there. And Barthas takes the 1v1, wins it, and lives as well. Might go down to Yahoo. Just manages to live for now, but this pressure seems to be relieved when the Uber comes out.
Oh, it's so close. Jorge on 99% gets the Uber just in time. It's actually going to stand on the car with DQZ. They're trying to block this cap from getting, you know, actually captured there. And look at May just being annoying on the high ground, just dancing around the car. Is going to get escaped with 1 HP. One's in chat, if you please. But SDCK is still putting the pressure here. They know that exchange didn't go perfectly for them, but seeing where the cart is, they can just pressure as much as they want. Poker drops down, takes so much damage, but does so much work. Takes down Tercio, Stinghand and DQZ are also going down here, and this is where there starts to be problems. So many players here dying for Gimme opponent, and look at Jackie Legs. He's already on the next point. He is on the 4th point. He is spamming that sentry. The sentry's gone down, and SDCK are able to flood forward here, take all of his space for free. Gimme opponent are just not in a position to try and deny this space, and this could be a free cap on the 4th point already.
Yeah, Jackie had spearheading this push, doing the really smart thing there, just making sure that early pressure's in. Gets the sentry pretty much by himself with no help for A6 there for a while. They did the fatal mistake of dying on that 3rd point, and there we go. Poker gets that high ground, gets Gedu for heals, Aaron for days. Maybe get overextending a bit, but gets the scalp pick here, and there's so many people going down, and now Kaz has got free reign to slow.
Yeah, I mean, Jorge there's at 96%. They're going to have the Uber, but there is no point in them doing anything with it here, because SDCK are going to get the cap. This ground is pretty much forfeit. All they want to do now is hold on to this last point for as long as possible, and it is very choky. And when you've got that Uber and you get a sentry set up, you can grind out that extra time. You can just eke it out a little bit. 5-12 is very, very fast for the first 4 points, and they're going to be happy. And that's a good start for them. Stinghand gets the headshot onto Nubby. He's down for another 10 seconds in that respawn queue. Yerkes is going to be telling his team, hey, there is a whole bunch of gamers on the car right now. They're just pressuring main. But it's all going to be up to Asics trying to get that sentry back up. He does go down to Yahoo, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on the remainder of the players trying to hold this choke. Yahoo is lurking on the flank as well, and they're just getting pulled apart at the seams here.
Not sure about this lower location sentry here, like it's kind of just gone down very easily, although nice snipe from Stinghand actually takes out May there in that push. Nobody getting Ubered, not finding anything though. Weird use of the Uber actually from SDCK, not managing to Uber actually into anything in particular because the sentry was already dead. Uber gets forced out though, but I mean, I don't know why Stan overextended too much there. Now they've got no demo for this cart spam.
Yeah, as a demo man, you really want to stay alive on the defense. They also lose Tercio, so that Pyro is not going to be up to trying to airblast Barthas. There's a lot of pressure on him right now. Stinghand is on a 4-kill streak. Barthas does take down Yahoo's. Lander is also going to go down to Clark. There are so many players on the car, and it's just not enough. They just strong arm it into the pit there, and managed to take it. 6:27 is fairly fast. You'd be happy. You can be happy with that as a time on output or even Badwater, right? But on a map like Swiftwater, that's even better. It's such a much longer map. You'd expect him to be holding for a long time. So yeah, give me opponent under a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, and the average time for this map I'd usually say is in the region of like 9 to 12 minutes, like, and they've just done this in like 6 minutes. I'm not really sure what the decision making there was from like that Uber from Gimme opponent, because they kind of just dropped down to the low ground. The Uber wasn't really forced. I don't think there was a lot of pressure onto Jorge by what I could see. And then they drop down, Stan doesn't save a stick to jump out or decides not to jump out, dies, and then they just get over-pressured again. Like, they just haven't got that post-Uber positioning. I was kind of expecting them to be a bit better there, but we'll have to see what they can do here.
I mean, I think that's a good point, because I don't believe Jorge died more than Gedu there. I think the deaths are pretty much equal in the two medics. Normally you see the team that's, you know, on the losing side, which, you know, no one's technically losing right now, but Gimme opponent definitely not going to be happy with that time. But generally you see the medic on the team that's sort of on the back foot is going to die a lot more. But I think they were dying very equally. They were just giving a lot of picks, and every exchange, like you said, was not going their way, and SDCK were able to win the fights after the Uber was over. So we'll have to see how Gimme opponent are going to work on the attack and whether they can mix things up a little bit. And a nice pick on Nubby there to kick things off.
Yeah, I think I'm finding that interesting window sight line, but we've got a bit of a jump in coming in from DQZ. Managed to find May here with another rocket maybe, just kind of living for a second, but ultimately going to be pushing in that cart, and, you know, as I said earlier, SDCK probably not looking to hold this point for very long, and I think we are going to be going into our first pause. Kind of interested to see the pause come out already. I'm hoping it's not too big of a sort of latency issues, etc.
I'm pretty sure it's just because someone needs to go make a cup of tea, or it was a very quick one, so maybe that was a very, very quick cup of tea. Who knows, but Kazork, they're going to take down Barthes and just going to slow that heavy spam onto the sentry. He's just holding this tunnel here, trying to make sure that nobody takes it for free. The cart is just slowly being pushed. ×3 is as fast as it can go, but Clark gets taken down by Stinghand, and he's carrying his sentry, which means that gets destroyed as well. That's huge for the second point back.
Yeah, that I don't think I've ever seen that happen on this point ever on this map in the history of me ever playing this. So
yeah,
that's
a misplay. And he gets Kazarok as well. He's just on fire right now.
Mr. Manager mode activated. He's going to try and take the team on his shoulders. He's standing in main right now. He's taking some spam, but he's got the heals with him. You know, Jorge doesn't have to care about the sniper. He uses very late here. Going to save Stingham with the super. Drops his pyro for now, but need to be careful they don't get complacent here and may try and take this top space.
Yeah, a couple of kills coming in for SDCK, and they're actually going to slow things up. They get a ton of kills. Only 3 left alive here for Gimme opponents. So like you said, maybe getting a little bit over eager, getting a little bit greedy there. Stinghand's kill streak is ended, but maybe they just felt, you know, the wind under their wings there, just wanted to keep the ball rolling, and SDCK felt that they were going to be under pressure there, decided to take that Uber exchange, take away the high ground, but get the kills in return. But it is equal Ubers. Jorge didn't die, neither did Gedu. So we'll see what Gimme opponent do this time. We did see some good exchanges from SDCK on this high ground, and we'll see if they can defend it appropriately. Clark only at level 1 so far, and the sentry isn't really in the position you want it to be. It doesn't cover that far side, so opportunity here for Gimme opponent to maybe find an angle.
I'm hoping they do some sort of sack wave here, but they've got the small decision here by just having Stinghand stand in this doorway. They're going to try and open it. This is always the be-all and end-all position, I feel, on this map, and it's a lot of the reason why a lot of people hate this map, in particular for this point, because you've got to try and control this high ground. 3 people go down already on this offense. Cart's kind of halted in its motion, and yeah, now they're going to try and get through this, although they seem to be Ubering in straight away.
Yeah, I mean, they've got no time to lose. Less than 4 minutes left on the clock for them to complete this map. They do take down the dispenser there, but they're going to want a lot more, and Asix does die. That's the cart pressure. Stan goes down to Boca, and they do take down Nubby, so, you know, 10-second respawn queue for the Demo Man on the defense is going to make the door slightly ajar for Gimme opponent. Look at it, Clark's sentry. He's moved it really on the far side, so not on the high ground where he really wants to be. And again, Gimme opponent, this gives them an opportunity, but there we go, Mezzo gets taken out by Stinghand, and he takes down May as well. He's starting to light up again, as was mentioned earlier by our analysts. He is technically the champion of Asia right now, because he was playing the Asian Highlander too. Oh, but look at DQZ.
He's going in. He finds some space. Asus is a woman behind him actually on this offensive engineer, although Yar's going to be trying to rotate to try and deny that. Obviously, Yar coming in with the reflexes to pick him up quite quickly, but yeah, there's level 2 from Clark on the side area. I mean, he does, like, I've known him use this position a lot, especially with Jackie legs, and he plays them, he's quite comfortable in that position. But I mean, I really feel like there needs to be more pressure on this top area. Like, that is where, like I said, it is the be-all end-all location, really, and without Stinghand being alive, they have to do something. But there we go! They've got, Jackie legs just walks in and forces the Uber.
Yeah, this is not where they want to use that Uber. Jorge's trying to go forward, does get killed. Just trying to kind of lead his team forward, being like, come on, get in deep. but it's not going to be enough, and SDK used their Uber much later on, meaning they're able to clean up a ton of kills there. Only a couple of players left alive here, and I mean, that sentry's getting sapped. Clark at 7 HP is going to be able to unsap it. It's just a level 2, but it's in a position that's annoying enough that they can't get that free cap time. And again, they hold with the combo in that high ground, and it just makes it very, very difficult for Gimme opponents to do anything. Just over 2 minutes left on the clock. Potentially, that could be it. I mean, I'm not sure how long it takes to go from this point to all the way, but 2 minutes I don't think is enough time. And Gimme opponent under a lot of pressure here. May on a 5-kill streak will take down Tercio, and this could just be for the logs right now, Buck.
Yeah, I'm thinking even if they did time through at this point, it'd be very, very, very close. But I mean, Stan's trying to spam them out. Nice punch from Stinker next to Poker there, and May going down as well. But the thing is, I don't think they really had like a proper plan for this like sack wave up the top. I mean, they tried it like I think once, but ultimately there needs to be more of a coordinated push in here, like whether you just sack some people on full health so straight into them, like you have to bait the sticks first, that sort of thing. But I mean, you know, SDCK, classic play really from them. They're really comfortable in this position. They're relying on their to spam them out, and that's what they do, and they're going to Uber actually into them here. Yeah,
just going in, just doing it because why not? They've already won this round. They're just trying to get some extra stuff done here. And I was just going to say, a minute left to go, and it is a done deal here. SDCK are going to win the first round. It is a best of 3, so you know the map's not over yet, but SDCK definitely putting their foot down. And funnily enough, the last time I played UGC Buck was like back in season 16 or 18, something like that. And I actually played the grand final against SDCK, and we won the grand final. And I remember winning this map in the grand final against SDCK in this exact position they are now, in this upper area. Now, my question to you is, do you think this upper area, like this hold on second, is too strong? Because SDCK didn't seem to have a problem pushing against it, but Gimme opponent just have had absolutely no answers to that question.
I'll tell you where this went wrong. It's because when they got the momentum from Stingan's picks onto the gun, for some reason they didn't decide to go up. They decided to go through main. Why the priority was to go through main on the low ground when they knew SDCK had already backed out to the high ground is beyond me. I mean, yeah, they still had a demo, but you've got your own demo. Just send one person in, just like a more worthless class. Just get the sticks out if it comes to it, or just get your heavy with the Fist of Steel and UGC to just get rid of the sticks, and then there you go. You got yourself some space. You got yourself an Uber. And Bob's your uncle, as they say. So, I don't know. I feel like they should have taken opportunity a bit more.
Kazarok was on a 9-kill streak there, just at the end of the game. Talking about how well Stingan was doing, but Kazarok was obviously putting in a shift himself. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Teams are readying up. I'm not sure if we've got time to quickly go over to our analysts, just to see what they think about what they've seen in that first round of this first map.
I had a big whole spiel prepared for fourth defenses and how great that was of Jackie Legs to stop the engineer building the sentry so they couldn't even defend fourth. But man, you got to do things with your Uber charges, isn't that right, 4HP?
Yeah, that's correct. A lot of the Uber trades really just went in SDCK's way, and especially also the post-Uber as well, where Gimme opponents were often losing either Jorge or Stan immediately after they were trying to do a push. I think probably the key moment on this offense attempt was what Buck was saying earlier, that they got a really good opportunity with getting Sentry and Sniper, and then they tried to push into this tunnel, which is basically a meat grinder at this point, instead of taking the high ground. And not being able to take this high ground on second probably really just hurt their chances.
I think this map, has 3 big heavy choke points, as you were, in second, fourth, and fifth. And you're right in saying, I think that Gimme opponent put a little bit too much emphasis on trying to defend third. They stayed in a little bit too long. They even used their Uber at one point to try and block Kurt. They might have been better served just backing up into spawn at that point, giving up that point, because they didn't have to use Uber at that point. It wasn't an Uber exchange. They could have just backed up and held forth with a sentry, protecting their engineer with full Uber ad, and they would have gotten more time out of it. But as things can sometimes be, it ends up being irrelevant, really, as we see the superb defense from SDCK of that second point. CeeJaey and Buck made the point of pointing out how much of a choke point it is. I wonder, will we see it again? Suppose we might as well take this opportunity to throw it over to you guys again.
Yes, thank you for blessing us with your big brains, guys. Reiterating some points Buck made there, but also, giving another angle, obviously watching it from from your point of view, get to see some things that we may miss during the games. And yeah, that choke point buck, it's going to be interesting to see how Gimme opponent decide to get through, because it's ABBA, right? They're going to be attacking first, and they're going to have to try and think of a way to break this hold on second, because if they don't, then SDCK have already proven that they are quite capable taking this all the way through.
Yeah, definitely, and like, I guess the advantage is that it's only the first round, you know, best of 3, a payload. There is still that potential for them to win these next 2 rounds if they're able to do that. So I'm hoping really that Gimme opponent have like looked at what they've done wrong there. So maybe seen like the complacency, like, okay, maybe that was the warm-up, right? Some teams are like that, like, it's kind of that thing of like, okay, let's focus now. Let's just try and get this win. You know, if we can win this, it might put the pressure on them. Then they've got to come up with counter plays to what we're doing and that sort of thing. So it ends up being a bit of a mind game, especially in the finals, and especially when fatigue starts setting in much later into the game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an interesting thing, because obviously strategy is one part of things. You know, can your team have the tactics and the cohesion and, you know, that synergy to make these plans come into fruition? Obviously, there's the individual ability that people have, the DM, the positioning, and everything, but also the mental side of things. Can you come back from being a round down on your opponent's map pick? And are people going to be able to go on for long periods of time? Like Gamma said at the start of the stream, this is a tale as old as time. These players have been around the block many times, and they've played each other many times. So they'll be all too well equipped for this. But as we see the Suicide Wave coming in from Gimme opponent, they're in the blue. They'll be attacking first this round. And then SDCK will be trying to beat the time, and not much really achieved here. No one's really dying, other than Barthes. Essex does go down there to a headshot from Kazarok. But pretty standard stuff here.
Yeah, Stingam was trying to find that sightline again, but not managing to find it. Just out of the way it was Poker and Jackie Legs by the looks of it. But managing to get this high ground now on this little roof section, and got Lander just sort of slowly pushing the car. But got Mezzo actually going for a stab onto Stingham. Managed to get it there, so I might delay a bit of their push in. But I think, well, actually, yeah, I mean, I guess Plat doesn't have to worry about getting his head sniped for a second now.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the biggest benefit of taking Stingham out of the game, especially the way he was performing in the previous round. You know, he definitely was the guy opening the door for his team. Unfortunately, they just weren't able to get their foot through that door and take advantage, but they do get the first point. 57 seconds. It's pretty much given up for free, like we do see on other maps. Mezzo's still lurking around on that first point, just giving intel to his team, and he's going to be saying to them, hey, oh, he does get caught out by Tercio, actually, so that intel is no longer there, and it does look like the opponent want to go through this top area. They got Stingham for company as well, maybe hoping he can get a bit of a quick Kazarok's on the other side of that door, so a bit of a sniper on sniper action right now.
Although he does decide to leave for a second here, and it means that Stingham has this sort of open view. They need to try and abuse this, because like if the demo's fearing like peeking this shot, trying to spam them, then it helps out. Tercio can't but anyone going in there for the start though. Like, I feel like Tercio's life was a bit wasted there. Like, maybe they need a heavy in there, maybe someone else like a scout or a soldier, but I don't know. My opinion of this is like, if they can push the cart a bit in this flank side and then just like have one person watch it or a sentry watch it and then have the flank help with this sack, it helps out a lot, because at the moment, like, you know, the medic is not pressured at all.
Yeah, that sentry from Clark goes down though. He's putting a sentry a little bit more aggressive, and it's been punished. So Stan is actually taking it down. They're going in. They're going to take this exchange. They go in and manage to get Geru to pop his Uber as well. Meanwhile, the car is being denied, and Poker is just going forward, taking names. He's stuck on the other side of the door, and his team's going to be like, there you go. And they've actually gotten really aggressive here now, and they're able to go forward with ease. Managed to get enough kills to really make Gimme opponent back off. And again, Buck, they're doing what you didn't like in that previous round. They're deciding to try and to go through this main area on the low ground. Clark's entry is only a level 1, but he's going to wrangle Tercio to death, and it's going to be enough to just not enable them to take that space.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about before. Like I said, like with this map, you need this high ground. It enables you so much space up here, and enables you to get the sentry so much better. I mean, I say that DKZ goes in, but you know, he's jumping into a pyro, jumping into the heals. Jokas goes for a stab. Managed to somehow get the pyro there. Managed to try and shoot him down. Geru, will he find it? Almost. Oh, there we go. I mean, somehow they've got spacing through main. What happens?
I think they just killed the flank and just forced everybody out. Like, there was enough going on from different angles. And I was going to say, because Clark's sentry was more close to that choke point on the higher level, it was trying to help the combo, and there was space on the flank if people started going there together, but at different times, and they managed to do it at the time. You know, they managed to go through. And now Jorge, with that 100% Uber in the bank, is helping his team spawn cap. Mezzo drops down, isn't able to get it. Jorge does have to use it to try and keep Stan and Tercio alive here. This Polish power combo is just spawn camping SDCK right now. And this third point is going to be absolutely free, taking it for gratis, and they're already pushing forward on this 4th point. Stinger takes down Kazuro, takes down Nabi as well. This manager is popping off. Posca and Mezzo also going down, and this is almost like a carbon copy of what SDCK did on their attacking phase in the last round.
I love the combo play from Gimme opponent there. Like, Jorge probably argued it to himself, he might not need to use there, but he did, and it played out really well. Demo stays alive, Pyro stays alive. Tertia being a massive player in that fight there on that point, comes back in now. They've got this cart pushing in. Barthas is helping with the push as well, he's already on this high ground. Stinghand's alive as well, all opened up by that initial demo pick as well, so really well played by Gimme opponent. They tried to reverse with this Uber, but it's kind of a risky play.
Yeah, Mezzo's lurking behind Stan, but Stan is all too aware. They managed to get the cart pretty far up. Getty goes down there. DQZ. Haven't said his name so far very much in this game, but he is definitely one of the soldiers to watch. And he does get the pick onto the medic. And Jorge, again, is in a position where he has a huge Uber advantage. And, you know, Tercio is just chilling on the cart with Stan. Jorge really wants to use this Uber. And like, I agree with what you said, you know, as a medic, you don't want to use an Uber kind of reactively. You want to use it proactively. You want to take it in, and I think that's what Gimme opponent are going to try and do now. But Mezzo getting stand there means 5 seconds more before they have their demo for this push, and now Kazarok starts to get some kills, take Stinger out of the game. He definitely was a huge catalyst for Gimme opponent getting this far so on this map.
Yeah, and they just need to be careful like where they use this Uber. I mean, you know, Mezzo going for the demo pick did delay the push admittedly, but does manage to find Jorge at the moment. You know, Jorge being quite careful. He's just trying to find some opening for this Uber to come in. I mean, Barthas is kind of scouting out right now. Mezzo comes in, actually might go for the demo, but the Uber already gets exchanged out. Let's see what happens.
And Mezzo drops down to the cart, does take down 2. He takes down both Stinger and Assets. Oh! Yerkas does exactly the same, and he's just causing havoc in the defense. There's Gedu there, 95% Uber, but he's got nobody to heal!
Oh my god!
That's even faster than SDCK's time! 5 minutes and 37 seconds!
I can't believe I just witnessed that. That was some... Oh, I don't even know what that was, but yeah, Yerkas just carrying that point entirely, killing everyone. No one turns around for the spine SDCK. I don't know, talking about complacency. Maybe some spy checking, some complacency going on, but my god, I mean, huge, monumental push from Gimme opponent.
I think I saw some smoke coming off of the tracks on the car there. It wasn't slowing down at all. But yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating as a medic when you're just seeing your team get picked off one by one, and then you're at 95% Uber. If you think, you know, 5 seconds more, not even that, he could have had an Uber and they could have blocked the car, and that would have totally turned the tide. And who knows, when those respawns come in, they're able to grind out a little bit longer and really give yourselves a bit of an advantage. But SDCK, who had about a 6.5 minute time in that first round, which was enough for them to be victorious, now have to push the map in a minute less. Gimme opponent is showing they are definitely not down and out. I mean, you'd kind of be forgiven if you thought, hey, you know, they might just sack this map off and focus on their map choice. But no, they are not they're not laying down here. And yeah, huge for SDCK to try and get something done now.
Nice, Sakura comes in there, but I mean, Both's doing a good job of denying that. Stinghand does go down there, interestingly, though. So, I mean, don't have to worry about the cart snipes, but yeah, I'm really glad that they haven't just, like, you know, stacked off. I mean, there was no reason for them to, so why would they? And I'm glad they've got the mentality going forwards. So, you know, why not give them a good fight? Let's like I said, have the counter plays happen, see what SDCK do. Now, all I'm hoping is that they don't ruin their second hold and actually get a good hold out of it.
Oh, Mbappe is there, gets 2, he takes down Yahoo and Posca as they try to go through that tunnel, and I think SDCK underestimated how far forward the combo was. They tried to kind of take that space in the tunnel already, and Gimme opponent were like, hey, we're still here, and Mbappe is with the 2. So yeah, slowed them down a little bit, but hey, that's what it's all about, just a little bit of extra time here and there. So equal Ubers now, and it's this dreaded second point buck, and we'll see if SDCK can do the same as last time.
Yeah, I also just really hope the Stan doesn't overcommit his positioning here. Like, I'm hoping he's learned from the last round. And here we go, the Uber gets exchanged. They're gonna Uber straight in here without a sack. That's gonna probably body block the door here. Yoho gets caught in. We're gonna get caught out behind. And Stan! He gets Gedu! Did they not open the door? No one opened the door!
Oh my lord. What? Huge from Stan. Takes down Gedu. Big drop. And I don't want to say that's the killing blow, but that's like, you know, they've got the coffin measured out, right? Yeah, it's a big misplay, and that means Jorge has a bit of an advantage here. It's not huge. We're talking like 30%. Not a massive thing to play with, but SDCK definitely going to be reeling from that. And they're kind of going through main now. They're going to try and maybe pressure the flank. As you can see, it's only DQZ. He's going to use the conch and maybe try and hold this by himself or ask for some assistance. But that sentry from Essex is so much further over than Clark's sentry was earlier, and is able to block that tunnel with the Wrangler with ease. And you know, they're not looking not looking like they have much problems here.
Yeah, say that, but Mesa still manages to get it though. But I mean, the flank comes in, DQZ with picks there, so really well played by him. He's actually turned up quite a lot actually recently. And Hallway now has a Uber as well, still quite comfortable here. Stan having to still tick off this area, but they're not overcommitting with their positioning, not getting very overzealous. I mean, May almost picking off DQZ there, but he can get an arrow from Hallway soon, and there we go. So flank is up and healthy, so SDCK slowly running out of time here.
Yeah, 3 minutes on the clock. And it takes, I think it's about 2.5 minutes if you're going ×3, no stoppages, from second all the way to last. So they're starting to think now, okay, we need to actually get stuff done. And Clark is going to get onto the cart, but there's too many gamers around. Stinghand does go down, so no sniper, but Lanza with the 3, with the 4, takes down Mezzo as well. Gedu's going to go down to DQZ. There's actually a lot of frags coming in from both sides here. And Jorge having used that Uber. The sentry, yeah, cleans up too, and it's watching the car. It's just slowing them down. This isn't a perfect exchange, but it's what Gimme opponent want. They just want to grind it out and get as much time to slow down SDCK. And Mezzo is going to go for that sentry. It will eventually go down, but I do think it may be all over for this round.
Yeah, A66 Telly is actually really good here. I like this. He's got it underneath the this high ground area. So his combo's able to regroup. Stinghand just took it. Now he's back in this higher ground. Yahoo's just going in alone. I feel like there's a bit of impatience. A6 on this frontier justice crits him down. Jackie Legs doesn't even care. Gonna go straight in here. Gonna get hit scan down and the demo. I feel like SDCK may be giving up with a bit with these players. Kazan misses his shot. Stinghand returns the shot, gets the headshot. Mezzo spike upping it, but is gonna go down. Oh! Huge shot from Stinghand. Just point blanks him in the head on the car. Oh my god, I think Gimme opponent found their mojo.
Yeah, that's just finesse, that is. That's just, you know, you got to sit there and you just got to applaud it. You're just like, you know what? He's on a 5-kill streak right now. This man is on fire, and, you know, you can't disrespect it. And you got to think, you know, this is Gimme opponent's round. It's been done. It is now going to be 1-1 once that time. This is dead time, essentially. But, you know, Stinghand, I was going to say, SDCK, when you look at their roster over the seasons, all of these players have at some point won player of the season in ETF12 on their respective classes. I think the only person to have done that on Gimme opponent is Stinghand. Yep. They are overloaded with talent, undoubtedly. You know, the likes of Tercio and Barthis and Stan and Stinghand, they've all played for the Polish national team, which won the Nations Cup last year as the best nation, you know, in Highlander. And the rest of the players, like Jorge, top Prem 6's medic. So there's a lot of talent here, but Stinghand definitely is the man who kind of can really turn on the style sometimes. And I'm surprised SDCK aren't focusing a little bit more, because they were in that first round and maybe they just slipped a bit on this second round.
Well, I think it's the pressure onto Mezzo, because Mezzo usually does obviously very well for them, and he still is doing very well, but the pressure from Gimme opponent is, you know, he's got to deal with the gun, he's got to deal with the sniper, he's got to deal with the flank. It's like, it's the timing, and it kind of pressures up, and if the flank isn't able to help out at the same time, it just all kind of culminates into this, and also if the combo isn't able to pressure, like the combo hasn't successfully pressured because they've been able to defend through that shutter, and they played that second point like perfectly, pretty much. And yeah, it's just absolutely crazy defense and just completely unexpected, really, in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a flip of what we saw in that first round, and definitely Gimme opponent turning up and getting their mark on this final 1-1 on the first map on Swiftwater, tying it up. So we will be going to that decisive third round. Quickly going over to our analysts, Gamma and 4HP. What changed in that second round, and what did Gimme opponent do to get back into this when it looked almost over?
Well, now we were talking ourselves, like, we could basically say the exact same things we said for the first round, just swap the teams over. Like, it was practically a mirror image in some ways. You know, Gimme opponents pushing first. They had a little bit of trouble with second, but once they cracked it, you know, they did a good job of pushing third and locking it out, stopping them from getting a hold on fourth, which is a very all-important point. And then just chaos pushing the last point for an incredibly quick time, and then holding second inexplicably. Like, it just boggles my mind how easily you could transpose everything from the first map to the second map, just swap the teams around, isn't that right?
Yeah, I would say that Gimme opponent has shown that they're just as able to capitalize on mistakes from defense as SDCK is, and they really made a note of this time. DQZ and Yurkas opened so many opportunities for their other team. On second, DQZ was able to somehow come from the lower ground and jump onto the higher ground, not be denied by Yahoo immediately, and it was clinical the way he did it in coordination with his spy as well. And then he got the med pick on last. Yurkas, of course, got a couple of real key stabs, but okay, it seems that we are going live for 90 seconds. It looks like we're going live for real though. So, okay.
It's a bit strange. I think the teams just like to bait us on this. I'm just looking at the chat, you know, the way rules go on this, I think, is whoever posts the fastest time can demand what team they want to start on. And I don't think it's surprising that Gimme opponents seem to want to start on blue. Both teams who won each round started on blue, pushed really, really fast, and then held second. So why break the formula, you know?
Yeah, I can also point out a little bit. I mean, logs are a bit difficult to analyze when you're going through a map so quickly, but Stan did go for that 15-3, 669 DPM. I think a lot of it came from that second hold that they had on defense, where he was just, you know, putting SDCK through the mid grinder that one time that they failed to keep the door open. And, it was wild. And of course, Tingan getting his 15 kills, Lancer getting 17. Also, the flank from Gimme opponent, like I was saying before, they were working really well this time.
There's a few frags for Tingan to put in his frag clip there. That like 3k on card on second. It's insane, man. He's just insane how he's supposed to be able to play for it. But I think, finally, PogChamp, we are not being baited, and we're going to hand you over to our casters for round 3.
Yes, it is this golden cap round, best of 3. I mean, SDCK taking the first round, you'd be, like I said earlier, you'd be forgiven for thinking this would just be their map to take, as it was their choice. They are the top seeds, and they won that first round quite convincingly. But Gimme opponent bouncing back, and I mean, who do you think the momentum is with right now, Buck? Is it Gimme opponent or SDCK still feeling confident?
I think with SDCK, like, I mean, you know, they've been playing Highlander for so long that they can refocus quite easily, and they can maybe write things off as a bit of complacency. So, you know, they're definitely not going to be out of it yet. But I'm hoping that the momentum, like, from Gimme opponent doesn't fade, and that they still think that that is the proof that they needed to try and keep them in this game and try and fight for this final with all the last dying breath that they've got, pretty much. And I just want them to just kind of keep going with that, because at the moment we've got a really good game, really intense game, and yeah, to see if they can just keep the performance going.
Yeah, Gamma made the interesting point that Gimme opponent, posting that faster time, have elected to push first again. Do you think that's going to be a big importance? Do you think both teams would have wanted to push first, or do you think it's kind of irrelevant?
I think sometimes it can kind of be irrelevant, but if you've got that momentum, I think getting that team pick that you want is useful, because they've got the plan, it's fresh in their minds, and they're like, okay, well, let's just do it again, pretty much. Let's just do the copy paste, and there we go. 3 picks going down already. It's like this. They haven't even sacked really. I mean, that was a stink cannon and some spam, so really early push in, and there we go. The sentry's already been pushed back.
Oh, Jorge! No, Jorge drops to Mezzo. He came out of the spawn. Mezzo misses the stab, but lands the revolver shots enough to take him down. And yeah, it was looking so good for Gimme opponent, getting those picks just with the spam and the good angles. But no, Uber advantage for Ghetto, but he did use, so it's not going to be that big of an ad.
I'm not really sure what happened there. I mean, maybe part of the flank play might have been Yurkas, actually. I wouldn't be surprised.
We'll have to see what happens here, but yeah, it's still going to be a 30% ad for Gedu, and it's going to be exactly the same setup we saw before. Clark has moved his sentry, though. It is no longer close to the choke. It is now closer to the flank area. I'm watching main, more like what we saw Aztecs having on his defense. So maybe they're a bit worried about this main push and this flank pressure that they succumbed to last time. And, you know, hoping that their combo can just hold the choke by themselves.
Yeah, true. I mean, Yahoo, you know, is going to be spread thin a bit between the shutter and blocking the doorway, and also helping out the gun at the same time. We've got DQZ trying to spam them out, so it's really reliant on Jackie Legs and May to do their work in this tunnel area. But I mean, we'll have to see what the response is really to this high ground push, and whether they're going to stack in. We've actually got the Pyro Tertia on the jetpack here.
I was just laughing that DQZ and Jackie Legs were just opposite sides of the same wall, just waiting there, reloading, go into each other, and it's actually DQZ who gets the kill. So, you know, no pressure from the soldier, and that, yeah, because of that, DQZ is able to spam that sentry and take it out. Posca did go down to a headshot as well, so, you know, they're losing some players here. Jorge is going to use the Uber. It's going to be a later pop from SDCK. Yahoo, pretty weak, but has to bash people away, air blast them away, and it does look like Gimme opponent want to maybe re-pressure this, but it's going to be hard. Oh, and Jerkas gets taken down as the door opens. Nubby just putting those stickies there, making sure no one gets in for free, and you can see the rotate already, Buck. They're trying to do the same as they did before. Barthas is just there, getting the attention of Posca and the rest of the combo, and the real pressure is going to be coming in through main.
Yeah, I like this. I like seeing the heavy play from top here. So Barthas has always got this constant pressure on the shutter, and it means that someone always has to be looking at him. It means that Poker has to be on his guard. But yeah, like you said, there's pressure coming through main. The nice light from Kazas to get DQZ there, stopping from spamming. But I'm seeing this gun actually goes down again. But I don't know. I mean, there's still 3 picks going down on the side of Gimme opponents, so they're still waiting to see what they can do here.
Yeah, they're just trying to get themselves in an angle, and Jorge does actually have an Uber advantage here. It's about 25%, and if they go in now, they may be able to catch people out. I'm not sure if they're aware that they've been building much faster. I don't think they do, otherwise they would have been in by now, surely. And actually, Stan's going to go in. Yeah, Gedu's only at 95%. He doesn't have it yet. Yahoo's doing a sterling job of just pushing people around, and the Uber does come out from Gedu, and he's going to be flashing enough players to try, and there we go. Stan does go down to the sentry eventually, and yeah, Gimme opponent losing a lot of players to flank. From SDCK does go down, but no pressure is on the cart right now, and the sentry is having to be rebuilt each time. But it's doing enough that it's blocking that cart, and SDCK seem to be in slightly more control this time around.
Yeah, Clark opted for this bit of a bush hidden sentry there, but he does go down. Yeah, he's going to find that in the back. But yeah, I mean, there's this kind of the constant combo pressure in this top area. I really feel like, you know, if they knew it was close to the Ubers there, they might not have done. But I was expecting a bit more of a sack here. But I mean, yeah, Kaz is on a bit of a 6-kill streak at the moment, just sort of racking up the kills and sniper. They decided to Uber back in. They've built really fast.
Yeah, they have, and Gedu, only 69 HP and only 78% Uber. And again, they've been building so fast because they used that Uber earlier, and then they back off. Because Jorge isn't dying, it means that he's able to just keep building that Uber, and they're building so fast, and Barthas just denies. Oh, where's that bind when you need it? My gun makes you levitate, as Nubby is just anti-aircraft out of the sky, as is Jackie Legs. And Posca is actually trying to back out through the spawn here, trying to keep himself alive for the next point. It does mean Gedu will have 100% Uber, and the spawns from SDCK are pretty rapid, so this second point will go down. 436 is a lot slower than we've seen in the previous 2 rounds.
True, but although Stan getting caught out there, not the ideal play. They're going to delay their pushing, but yeah, I mean, another shout out to Barthas, because that was a pretty much perfect play denying Jorge from being killed there. So they're going to be slowly building this Uber almost on 100% again. And although there's a lot going down for this offense, so they definitely need to be regrouped, and I'm hoping they don't get caught out here being overextended.
Yeah, they lose a lot of players here, and again, like you said, they've been building. I mean, Jorge has been staying alive, and he's building that Uber very, very fast. So it's just constant pressure from Gimme opponent, and you know, if they're not building as fast on the defense, this may be an opportunity to catch them up. Mezzo is lurking behind. He's going to have told his team, hey, Jorge is there, he has an Uber, and just spamming him, so keep doing what you're doing. But it does like Gimme opponent want to go in through the house here, and maybe go for an exchange onto Gedu and Co. But Stinger going down, getting a lot of focus right now, and not really able to get the picks that we saw him do earlier.
And now they're going to trade Ubers through this doorway. Not sure that's going to favour them. Poker's, oh, he drops down from his sort of hiding place near the window there. But we've got Yahoo going in for the window. Not sure that was the wise idea. Goes into Barthas' rev. Poker's not here to help the fight either, so Barthas is just free range spamming them. And Stan's going to put sticks on the doorway, separating out the medic from the heavy there. But Clark again getting his gun up on this low ground, and Mezza doing a good job of just spamming them out for this choke. So they'll probably hold for now.
Yeah, looked a bit fishy there for a second, looked a bit dicey for SDCK. Yerkas is lurking around, does uncloak, but just as May was jumping over his head. Unfortunate timing from him, but there is a lot of pressure on the car right now. Tercio is getting that cap time, getting the car closer to the capture point, and Stan is going to go down. The pressure from May. Stan likes to play this aggressive style, just going in and keeping up that pressure all the time, but he can get caught out. And again, Jorge, with nearly a 20% ad, has the ability to maybe catch, get it out, but they are going to use it, get forced, and Yahoo is just going to deny it. It doesn't even cost him his life as Tercia is not able to finish him off, and so many people dying left, right, and center. It must be so frustrating for the combo right now. And Nubby manages to catch out Jorge. I think that's his first death, or at least his second death after that drop in the first phase of this round. And Gedu sitting pretty on 100% right now. SDCK feeling very, very comfortable in this third round.
Yeah, Mezzo with the classic distraction play there means that they delay sort of leaving the area and Jorge getting caught out. So yeah, huge run for them right now. Gedu pretty comfortable with this combo. I mean, they got the C set up as well, I think, from Clark. It's going to get rebuilt. But I think the problem is they haven't dealt with Jackie Legs. Jackie Legs is kind of the be-all at the moment because he's kind of just sitting on his health pack and spamming them constantly, whether they come through main or come through the window. So they need this flank pressure to be coming into the right place at the right time. And so they can cap out this cart eventually. But they need like a multi-pronged attack, essentially. But they're kind of just feeding into what SDCK want them to do.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, again, there we go. I was just going to say Stinghan is getting so much focus and May takes him off this time. And I don't know whether it's because Stinghan is playing solo or if his team aren't, you know, watching his back, protecting him well enough. But Stinghan is near the bottom of the scoreboard right now compared to Kazarok, who is just firing off. He's on a 4-kill streak right now. He is picking people off over and over and over again, and he is being so well protected by his team. It's hard to get the access, but finally Stinghan gets revenge onto Kazarok, gets another kill onto May. Maybe he's listening to me and thinks, nope, I'm not gonna let this happen. As the Uber comes in, a lot of damage going down onto everyone. Jorge will die, but it's enough for the rest of SDCK to just get cleaned up. Gedu survives, but it may be pretty much equal Ubers because Jorge is going to spawn right next to his team now, and that's all it took. Buck was to sting and get a couple of kills and a good Uber exchange.
Yeah, and like the Tertia aggression was huge as well. It just kind of held WK into them. I feel like there's a bit of complacency now, though. They haven't got the heals, and now they're just feeding into, again, what SDCK want them to do. Like, Balthaz and Stan going down very low there. Stan managing to live, fortunately. Regrouping with his medic. Mace trying to see and scout what's going on up top of this ramp, but I think SDCK deciding to just give this up for now. They do have the shot that they can open with the sniper if they want to. I'm hoping Jorge doesn't die to this Caster's Curse, maybe, but they're going to push the cart in for now.
Yeah, I mean, with the position the cart is in and the position and ground that Gimme opponent have, this is a really good point to take for free. You know, and that's what happens. Oh, Yahoo getting the reflect pipe kill onto Yerkas, and he's going to be looking at Stan, being like, "Hey, buddy, can you not shoot those things at a pyro next time?" But equal Ubers, pretty much at a 5% difference between the two medics right now. And I mean, you know what, Buck? If they manage to push this with a successful Uber, you know, within the next minute or so, then it's not going to be the worst time in the world.
Yeah, a bit more like to average to what we'd expect. I mean, 9 minutes at this point probably a bit more average, but I think their third point push is probably going to be a bit disappointing for them. But I mean, you know, obviously they can't focus on that right now. They still got to finish off this this round. They're trying to get this top space, like I said, even Ubers. Sentry's only level 1 though, so Clark's still got to do a bit of job building that up. And Poker's actually kind of separated from them in the stairs here, and Jackie Leg's almost going down there. A lot of aggression coming in from Tertia, just walked into the sniper.
Yeah, just Wing in. Asik's tried to move his sentry up to maybe cover that car, but gets taken down by Poker, who's being very aggressive. But Bath is in the window. Poker is going to get cleaned up here, and actually the Uber exchange is looking really, really good for Gimme opponent. Nubby is so weak, he just get taken down. Gedu is 20 HP, has to back off. Clark has also gone down. The sentry goes down, and it's just going to be pushed in, and there we go. I said if it's the next minute or so, and it was a minute and 5 seconds. I mean, I always say on maps, Buck, if it hits double figures on the minute column, you're not going to be too happy. But seeing as it's Swiftwater, maybe
the exception.
It's maybe it's the one exception. I don't know. I mean, who's going to be more happy with that time?
I don't think Gimme opponent would be too displeased with it. Like, I think they'll be probably disappointed with their third push, but I mean, overall, they got that 4th point for free, and the 5th point was like a single push, and they got it. Like, that was kind of really uncharacteristic of SDCK, because usually they're like more playing together, they're more going to be playing around the heels, and then they'll collapse as a collapse play. But they didn't really do that, because Jackie Legs was already away from them, trying to spam the car, and with Poker, they were kind of separated, and then all the damage just came out for the demo, straight into the face of the combo. Sniper was already dead, because Tertia got a free kill on that. Like, I don't know, were they just not expecting Tertia's aggression? But, I mean, either way, it seems to be working out, like, okay for Gimme opponent at the moment.
It's times like this where you start to think, could it come down to one mistake? You know? I'm looking at Stan put some interesting sticky traps, and you know, we did see that drop from Jorge earlier on where Mezzo just went in for it, YOLO'd and got the revolver drop. So it could be a drop or a misplay by an individual that could lead to, you know, a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. As we see this triple sack come in, huge reflex from Tercio is going to take down Jackie Legs, and all of the players die. Nobody, well, actually, Lanza dies on the defense, but I think they'd be happy to trade a scout. Bath is also going down, though. 12 seconds on the respawn for him. Not going to be brilliant, but actually, Gimme opponent wanting to be aggressive here. Clark's trying to go forward and get, being a bit greedy there, perhaps, and trying to get his teleporter up already, and DQZ's like, nope, you have to work for this one, buddy, and actually manages to take him and the teleporter down. So it's going to be a first cap here, but wow, so many people dying from SDCK. They're having to work for this.
Yeah, Jorge went down so low, balls of steel not to use there. I'm really glad that he didn't, because this would have been absolutely tragic for this defense. So he might have just made a bit of a play there, but not actually using. But yeah, weird overconfidence there. Like the sniper goes down on the offense, and then they say to themselves, hey, sniper's dead, let's go peek. But then they forget about the spawners for some reason, and then they just suck in again. So really well played by SDCK to just get that aggression coming in. But fortunately for Gimme opponent, they are going to be setting up on this the second defense for now.
Yeah, Asics with his sentry in the same place, just making sure it's watching all the different angles. Mezzo trying to get in behind, does get spotted. And we'll see, Yahoo going down there, Nubby very, very weak. Pozka just walking forward, receives a nice little cheeky arrow there. And oh my god, lord, they just absolutely destroy everyone. They just walk forward. Absolutely no respect shown there by SDCK. They just go forward. No Ubers in play whatsoever. And they're just like, you know what? Let's just DM this. Let's just fight. And they somehow win it. Mezzo dropping the question marks in chat. I don't think even he knows what was going on. And that's not going to sit right with Gimme opponent right now. They are going to be frustrated. Nobody likes to get pretty much wiped in Highlander.
I'm not sure, I don't know what the call was, but they were really out of position and kind of weak. The call really should have been to just try and back out there. Like, the call should have been to back out before Jackie Legs comes in with that massive nuke bomb. But really well played by him. Flank goes down, obviously, to allow him to do that, I imagine. They'd already lost like 3 at that point, so combo just came absolutely obliterated. But, fortunately, they have some semblance of a hold for now. They're going to try and kill this gun. Goes down very quickly, though.
Yeah, the Uber's used really, really early on. And they're just launching themselves forward, trying to take this 4th point for free. This could be decisive whether Gimme opponent decide they want to hold on to this 4th point or not. Stingan is going to take down Kazarok. Jackie Legs is also down, but not before taking out DQZ. And there's a lot of weak players here on the side of Gimme opponent. Barthis is doing his best just to deny this high ground. And Lanza is trying to take a fight against Poker. Poker is fairly weak. Can he win? He does actually win it. So this is an opportunity, perhaps, for Gimme opponent to retake this ground. But big bump in from Jackie Legs. He manages to force Jorge, and now they really do need to take this ground and start getting some kills.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate, but Barthis like serves an explosion and then dies to it as the aftermath. But Stinghan being alive there, key thing, managed to kill Kazarok and he's alive. Mezzo wasn't able to pressure him, he was completely free to snipe on this balcony behind the rest of his team. Pretty much just denying that with the help of Stan and also the sentry being alive as well, and Barth is head peeking. So yeah, I'm glad that Gimme opponent didn't actually like panic there. They held their ground, they kept with the heals, and they try and kept with the gun, and now the Uber comes back in again for return.
Yeah, they want to go forward, and it does feel like they do not want to give up this point. Gimme opponent, they want to make sure that they're forcing SDCK fight for every inch of ground. And Gedu goes down. Stingan with the headshot domes Gedu. He does go down to Kazarok there, but that med pick is going to be huge. Jorge at 91%. This could be an opportunity for them to maybe keep fighting this. It's a war of attrition right now, bit by bit, frag by frag, and SDCK are down to 3 players. Yahoo is going to jetpack away to safety, regroup with the rest of his team, and Gimme opponent, I think that's such an interesting choice, but such a smart choice. They don't want to just rely on that last hold, because as we saw earlier, one mistake can go wrong, but they're fighting for this 4th point.
A bit of complacency by Kaza, like a bit of impatience maybe. Stan doing the right play there, just going to be spamming out that choke. Got his flank behind him, so he's relatively safe. Jorge being alive this whole time has been really key as well. He's been constantly hitting everyone up. The defense has been there because of him, and Asux being very persistent with these sentries, getting them up every time. Got that level 1 down, even if it's just level 1. Had it unwrangled. Yahoo tried to come in for the play, but no, gets completely denied, and there we go, back to this defense. So not over. They've got 5 minutes to grind out, but this point is very grindable, especially if they can protect their sniper.
Absolutely. Protecting your sniper on this point, as we say, that's Kazarok does get Stingan. I was going to say, the cart rolling back, it's rolled down, the slope, and the closer it gets to those rocks, the better, because then it's much harder for the flank to really get access to it. But Kazarok has gone down there. Yerkas responding to try and keep the pressure up. and Asux is just wrangling for his life right now. Takes down Yahoo, and this is looking pretty good for Gimme opponent. They seem to have a pretty solid hold, and this is really the first hold we've seen on this point so far. Every other round has been a very, very kind of snowball roll, and a lot of people are weak on Gimme opponent. That's the user exchange, but 4 players down on SDCK. They did not feel comfortable in continuing to push that, but their respawns are so close they can regroup and try again.
Stan being so lucky enough to dodge the reflect there. Thought he was going to go down. He's trying to peek down half health. Very risky play from him. But like, yeah, the Uber on offense there was not very good. And Ace making the mistake of having the sentry too close to the edge of the wall there. Mezzo going to be sapping that out. And now they're kind of just in this defensive ramp hold. And bombs come in. Yahoo getting denied there nicely by Barthes. And the soldier also just sort of trying to get around behind as well. But a lot of pressure coming in from SDCK right now.
Yeah, Kazarok managed to get Jorge. Huge mid pick just from a really cheeky angle there. I mean, he just managed to get it just in the nick of time. Gedu surviving. He's at 70% right now. This is a huge advantage as Jorge just respawns. Not very many players alive for Gimme opponent right now. DQZ, Asux, and Yoka still in the respawn queue for a few more seconds. And Stan is so weak. He's not really in a good position. But he gets an arrow. Is that her health back? I'm not sure, but he stays alive. That's the most important thing. 3.5 minutes to go here. And Gimme opponent have to not let this cap happen in order to win this round. But if SDK managed to push it through the hole as the Uber comes in here, a lot of distraction. Barthes gets hammered down. A lot of frags going in. Barthes and Yerkaz, and DQC is trying to block this car. Manages to get 1 kill. Can he get more? A lot of kills going down here, but it's chaos.
Yeah, DQC, really smart player there. Like, everything behind him, chaos. Chaos. Tursho falls into the pit. Not sure about Sun, but Mezzo going to be on the car right now. DQC falls on top of it. Pretty much just single-handedly defending the car for himself. Yerkaz falls in the pit as well. It's a small hole, guys. Come on, guys. Use your spacebar. But, I mean, I don't know. 3 minutes. I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, 3 minutes, and because of how close that car is, you can see it's literally tilting. I hope none of our players are, but that car just needs to be tickled a little bit and it will tumble into the hole. Like you said, but Stan just walking forward. He's just saying, I've had enough of this. I don't want to fight. He manages to get a bunch of players down, but Nubby does kill Jorge. Medics being traded left, right, and center. The players are tired. They want to move on to the next map. So many weak players. And in the end, it's basically equal Ubers again, Buck. Both meds are up. Both demos are getting ready. Yerkaz is lurking. He manages to get Gedu again!
No way! Absolute gunplay for him. I don't know if it's going to matter though. I say that, the spam comes in. Stan's alive. Stan the man, trying to prove himself. Mezzo gets in the car. Oh, they turn around for it. So much spam coming in though from Nubby. Trying to take the team on his shoulders, and Cass trying to assist with the spam as well. He almost falls in the pit. Stan's still alive. DQZ's still there. Snipe comes on to Jorge. Absolute chaos. 3 up right now, but there's still 2 minutes on the clock.
There is like an inch of the car touching the rails right now. There's like nothing, like the car is more in the hole than it is still in the real world. Yeah, it's literally just friction right now. Stan doing so much. He's at 18 HP, getting some heals now. Lance has stood on that car to make sure that there's no shenanigans, no spy caps, no just force plays, but the Asix has gone down. The car is starting to roll back a little bit for SDCK. They're just going in through main. They just want to get on that car. Mezzo touching the car.
Mezzo is constantly on it, manages to gap it out. Very unfortunate. I really feel like Aces probably should have come back up there, but I think it's probably over at that point. Like, chaos. I think SDCK breathing a massive sigh of relief.
Breathe. I don't think anyone is actually breathed for the last 2 minutes. Like everyone on both teams has probably just been constant calming or just not breathing, and a bit of clenching going on. Absolute chaos. I'm going to take a break, Buck, and I think you should too, as we hand over to Gamma and 4HP, who are going to somehow take that spaghetti of a round and just unravel it and just explain what the hell we just saw.
Man, you need a break. I need a break. We were screaming in our own little channel, so we were. What the hell was that? Absolutely, you said the word yourself, Puck. It's just chaos, absolute chaos. I've written chaos on my page like 7 times for that last push. Like, Jesus, it was so mental. I thought everything was going so well for Gimme opponent as well. We finally, we've been talking about it all night, and we actually finally saw a foretold. Like, what was that? It was amazing. We got to see the power of it, how you can slow down a game. I think they probably wasted about 4 minutes maybe on that point. Really, really good defense, getting the spam up and keeping the sniper alive whenever they possibly could. But Man, Mezzo and co just constantly keeping the card pressure up, and it's so hard to deal with it. And that little tiny hole, man, so many people falling into it. God, I need to breathe for HP.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, how do you even analyze that? But yeah, the fourth hole is definitely a great point. I'd probably start with that one. I mean, mostly it seemed that their defense was going quite poorly when SDCK just went for that dry push on second, and it worked so well for them. It seems that Gimme opponent were completely caught off guard there. But they did the smart thing. They knew, okay, they're going to be waiting for us on third. Let's not go to third. We're going to go to fourth. And we're going to defend there. We're going to have our sniper, and we're going to have our pirate in the Uber. And it was working really well for them. You know, Swiftwater just has this characteristic. When the card is sitting close, it is so easy to just slowly edge it through. And Mezzo was being like very clinical about that. Just every life, just go there, keep the card alive, and not let it push back. And that was just great work from him, and also from the rest of the team, who were pushing really aggressively onto the card and make sure that Gimme opponent couldn't breathe there. Who do you think maybe has the edge on trying to get in on this after such a close first map, Gamma?
Well, I suppose one thing that we saw from the logs previously, and, you know, throughout the gameplay was, you know, you mentioned Lakeside being a sniper-dominated map. I mean, just look at it. The whole map is a sightline, essentially. Stingen and Kazrock, very finely balanced, two exceptionally good snipers. Well, I just got the word in my ear that we might want to move things on a little bit. And before we hand it back over to the casters, before we start the game, just want to give a quick shout out to Kritzcast sponsor Modmic, who are bringing my voice anyway to you tonight. Thanks to them for that. And with that, we will give it back to two very tired casters.
Tired? I am brimming with energy. I mean, the benefit of having a wireless headset back is I can pop to the kitchen and listen to this gorgeous analysis from these two boys, and just you know, brew myself a coffee. I'm ready. I'm up and running, and it's Lakeside, man. It's Lakeside, and this was picked by Gimme opponent. So, I mean, despite the result of the last round, you'd think they'd be pretty happy with this, right?
Yeah, and like I think it's like what Gamma was saying before. Like, I mean, they picked this despite losing to them on this map, so maybe there's like that kind of feeling of I don't know, maybe a bit of a meme, bit of a redemption story arc. I'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely, redemption. It will be the name of the game if Gimme opponent are to win this second map of the UGC Platinum Grand Final Season 31. And SDCK, after winning that first map, will be going on to Lakeside in the red, with Gimme opponent in the blue, needing to win the map in order to get through to a third. And huge bombs in from multiple players. Barthes and Stan going down. That Polish combo suffering a lot from those sacks. Dickmann also down. Asics trying to wrangle that mini sentry as best he can. Manages to take down Jackie next, but he's going to get spiked by Kazarok, and it's pretty dominating mid-fight here from SDCK. That first mid-fight isn't going to yield any sort of results, as they don't lose any players.
Yeah, because I'm trying to find the shots once again after DQZ bombed in there. But yeah, kind of interesting because like they should have just admitted that they lost that mid fight and backed out just into the low ground behind maybe the main. But oh god, what happened?
Stan, the man with the pipes, takes down Gedu. That's a drop. Oh, and then Mezzo takes down Jorge. I can't. No, the caffeine's running out back. I can't handle this again. This is just non-stop chaos already. We see the drop come in, the first drop of the map coming in from Gedu as Stan takes him down, but Mezzo just turns around and goes, hey, I'm going to take out your medic too. But the respawns will be faster for the blue team. When you're not in control of the point on King of the Hill, you respawn faster than the team that currently has the control point. You can just hear these headshots reeling out the map. Kazarok on a 4-kill streak just takes down player after player. I can't keep up, but what is going on? SDCK look like they're still holding this.
I don't know, like, maybe a bit of lack of respect from Kazar. Like, this is what I was going to mention earlier. It's like, Jorge just walks out in front of his sightline for some reason and dies to him. But they need to respect this man and his aggression on the point. But talking of aggression over the point, we've got Gimme point actually coming back in here with Stan. Finding some damage onto Giddy, going down very low there. I'm surprised he didn't die to that roller, but gets a sandwich from Poker. But there's a lot of aggression on the point still, and nobody goes down as well.
Yeah, but Stinghand gets taken out in quick return. You can see Kaz on a 5-kill streak there. Means he has not been pressured so far. Posca will go down, but Navi is on the respawn. And oh, a nice... Oh, I was going to... Barthes with the fist. Gives Mezzo a swift 1-2 and takes him out. But it's just kills coming all over the place here. But at the moment, it does look like Gimme opponent, despite getting forced and getting the force onto Gedu, will probably lose this just based on the respawns alone.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the pacing from Gimme opponent seems a bit off at the moment. Like, Stan just wants to be a bit more aggressive than the rest of his team. Like, he keeps, like, peeking just kind of on his own. Like, they need to just regroup a bit, I think, behind the stairs and just then go back into them once they've reloaded and stuff, because now they're going to have to deal with this pool hole coming out. Stingham goes down again, but Mezzo actually a bit more on his case this time, as I might have learned from before, but there we go. I mean, they're allowing him all this point time, though, and this is the downside of pool hold, I always find, is that you give up all this point time.
Yeah, and the other downside is that Stan can throw pipes in there day in, day out and take down Gedu again. And I don't know if SDCK are happy the fact that they're winning the DM fight, but they keep losing their medic. And I feel if Gimme opponent work around that, work around the fact that this pool hold isn't that strong, because you can just take down the medic and have this Uber advantage. Right now, Jorge has that 85%, only 25 for Gedu as he's on the respawn, and it does look like SDCK have motioned away from that pool room. Yerkas is lurking behind right now. Can he give for anyone important? He's going to be fighting Kazarok. Jackie Legs trying to go in for the force. Jorge is really weak, will have to use the Uber. But just looking at the times right now, SDCK only 35 seconds left on the clock. There is so much time to make up. They do get Gedu though.
Yeah, Yerkas in the back there through all that chaos that was going on near the point, manages to find that med pick. So Med's just going down left, right and centre here. I was kind of surprised at this sort of pace of play. I was not expecting both teams to be playing this quickly. But I mean, maybe they're just kind of hyped from the last match and how tense it was. So they just want to kind of get straight into the point and get into the aggression. There we go. This pool hold now transitioning to the opposite side to Gimme opponent.
I never liked the pool hold myself.
Same.
I feel like you're limiting yourself to what you can do, but if you can pull it off right, it works out well. But as you can see, this is the downside of the pool hold. Potsky is able to just walk onto the point, and even though his team is losing, they get so much cap time for free. They're just not being denied. Look where Kazarok is. He's just like, you know what, this is a massive sideline. I'm just going to shoot you guys in the face. And he takes down Stingham there, dominating the enemy sniper, takes down the sentry. So many headshots point blank there. This man is crazy, and Gimme opponent are reeling right now. SDCK just want to take this fight without Ubers in play. Getty's only at 85%. They just want to go forward, and they just want to kill.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I really feel like there needs to be some stairs holds coming in, because it's not really working out in their favour. Like, if they're playing into Kaz's favour here and just getting a headshot through the pool sideline, like you were saying, like, it's never going to end that well. And the time is so low right now, it's 10 seconds left on their clock. They need to try and show themselves on this point, and Ubers aren't in play at the moment at all, as Tertius is trying to pressure in with Stan spamming.
Yeah, Jackie Legs just flies across the point. So much damage onto Stingham in the pool room there. And Oscar is on the point, he's lurking, he gets a lot of damage down. Gimme opponent are trying to get the cap here, but it's costing them a lot of players. DQZ is dead, Lanza and Barthas are so very weak as well. And remember those respawn times, they have to get this cap here, although it's the first round will go to SDCK, but they're getting good pressure and actually do manage to get the cap. And we'll see what hold they decide to do. Kazarok is just being so ballsy. He's just going forward and being like, you know what, I don't care how much pressure you're putting on. And look at Stan. Stan is the furthest one forward. He just wants to be there. He wants to throw the damage out. And if everyone else starts supporting him in the same fashion, I feel like SDCK will have to adapt, because at the moment, it's so free. Look, they're going to go in with this Uber. Getty's only at 96%, but he is so far gone. A lot of players dying here for SDCK, but they'll be happy to trade that in the knowledge that they have this Uber advantage now.
Nobby with the air shot to the way though as he tries to fall back. I'm not sure how they're getting caught out post Ubers. Like, I feel like if they had more players post Uber here and DQZ didn't try and go in for there, like, he would have been able to get this post fight on the point. But now they've got this Uber coming into them. These players should get quite easily cleaned up. Like, Barthas goes down, Stan goes down, and now it's just A6 left to get onto the point, and there we go. So the spawns come in, but I don't know, just. Yeah, the pool holds, not massive fan of them. They need to focus Kaz a bit more, and Mezzo is popping off right now.
Do you think, like, we had the boys earlier talking, you know, Americans call it bathhouse, and Americans call it, like, pool room. Maybe let's just call it moist room. Then no one will want to go in there, because that's just a horrible... The moist room, yeah. Hey guys, you want to hold in the moist room? Hell no. So maybe they'll start holding on to the point, who knows. But Yahoo and Jackie Legs with the massive suicides there are going to go down. And DQZ obviously listening in and tuning into Bug there. Takes down Kazarok. So many players going down for SDCK here. Gedu is very weak. Yerkas is going to fight against Clark. Clark does win that Clark of the season. But Mezzo gets Just a headshot there by Stingham. What did you see, Mark? What did you see?
He was on low health, and then I think Lanza was chasing him, and then he gets him down to low health, he gets some return revolver shots, and then turns around, and then just revolvers him like just perfectly around the corner, and then taunts him. So classic Mezzo player there.
The taunts, trying to get under the skin of your opponents, but Gimme opponent do actually win that mid-fight, getting the first cap. Jorge survives, but as did Gedu, so equal Ubers, and it does look like, look at May just getting free cap time here. Look at Kassarok just walking forward, wanting to get things. He gets Stan, Stingham gets Jackie legs, Ubers, Nubby is hitting the skybox. He manages to pipe Stingham and Lanza.
He gets two!
He gets two!
What a madman. That is a Chad play if I've ever seen one. I mean, it's a stupid play, let's be honest, stupid play, but Chad play, and we get into working out more.
That's the chat play. I mean, they lose Gedu. Tercia managed to shotgun him down, but you know, at this point, SDCK obviously feeling extremely confident that they just want to go forward and they want to just, I don't know, a bit of finesse. They just want to go forward and DM it. As Gedu is doing this thing he likes to do with the amputator, using that kind of AoE healing to get everyone a little bit of healage out. And the point is going to go to them. Kassarok on a 5-kill streak again, and it just seems he is so far forward that when he's not pressured, he's always getting at least 1 kill. And Gimme opponent aren't being able to deal with this because Jorge dies to May, pistol down. He was like 90%.
He just like pistol whips him, but yeah, Kazza. He's effectively using his sniper as a melee weapon, let's be real. Like, he's just sitting on the stairs, anyone that's in within like 5 meters of him, he's just like point blanking them. If he headshots them, it's a bonus, but they just aren't spamming him. It's because like Stan's having to try and spam like 3 different angles at once, and the pressure's not on him. He gets down low here, but I mean, I don't know, the team just seems to be working around him as SDCK as the return pressure comes in. Yeah,
100% in the hands of Gedu. If they want to use this Uber and try and clean up people on the point at any time they can. Stingham does take down Kassarok as the Uber is used. Yahoo is going to use that jetpack to get onto the balcony. Nubby is going to jump forward as well. They're trying to rain stickies. They're looking for Jorge. He's dancing around, and as he is going to survive, Yakas gets down Polska, Nubby and Gedu all dying. Bath is just doing this spy heavy that 4 HP was talking about earlier. Mezzo will take down Jorge, and because they've just captured such a long respawn time, 15 seconds, and yeah, SDCK will be like, you know what, you captured the point, but we don't care. We're going to have a huge giga Uber advantage now, and our sniper's alive.
I love that H6 just used his brain there to go into the water and avoid dying to the flames, and then it just ends his life because Kassarok just shoots him in the back. Oh, that was just cool. But yeah, Mezzo just so much gets his revolver out, and kills the soldier there. I've always thought Mezzo on this map in particular, every time I've seen him play Lakeside, he knows where to be at the perfect moment all the time, and he's just been a force to be reckoned with right now.
I mean, we talked about the great spies of the past, you know, who run that ambi, the likes of Inso, Solid, Toast, Ziman, Viljak, like all these players who would just get behind an ambi, and obviously with the ambi nerf a few years ago, everything had to change. Look at Mezzo right now. He's got 45 points. He's outscoring his medic by nearly 10. He's just going around being annoying and revolving people down, and he manages to get away again. And oh no, guys, Kassarok with the body shot. Gedu is just chilling. He's just vibing with 100% Uber, and his team are just sitting in the moist room. Sorry, no, in the pool room, and they're just happy as anything. And you know, the lead on the time isn't huge, but presence-wise, they just have total control right now. It's entering into the realm of chaos, and that's why Mezzo is just absolutely just feasting on them. He's just picking off people left, right, and center because it is so chaotic. They're finding it difficult to break this pool room hold, as we are unpaused now, and we'll see if they can get back into this second round.
Yeah, so opting to go for this fast side push is usually kind of how they want to approach it. I mean, I feel like they maybe to just call out Kazamor and just play on Sting, because I'm hoping he hasn't lost his mojo from the first game. It's just what he seemed to be doing, but they're trying to approach this now. There we go. The spam comes into Kaz. He's on the beam, but Stan is really far forward here. Like, he's just going to like essentially feed there. Like, I'm not sure what the play is there, but they've just lost their demo. Losing your demo here is just not great at all, because it means they're lacking that spam that they need for that choke point, and they aren't able to get onto the point just because of all the hit scan spam.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the weaknesses of the pool room hold, the fact that people can cap the point at quite a distance, and you know, they're relatively safe. And you can see everyone's just trying to capture now. Bath is with his Fist of Steel out, just standing on the point, and they're actually having to use the U-Bird to try and catch them out. But Hoy does have it. They pick up Nubby, but they lose Stan as well. May with the quick 1-2 up to a 5 kill streak now. Sting wins the sniper battle against Kazarok, but May is still fragging, takes down a 6. And Pozka is coming in from behind, takes down Jorge, and this is what I was talking about. SDCK are happy to give up this point as long as they keep their medic alive, and they're back in the ascendancy, but Gedu is pretty weak. Yerkas is on the lurk, but Sting Hand's starting to pop up a little bit now. This is what they need, but I think it's going to be an easy recapture for SDCK.
Yeah, and the difference is... Oh, bomb comes in. Oh, I almost managed to find it, but yeah, too late, but... Yeah, the difference is that SDCK are just really comfortable like playing off the heals and just playing off the combo pressure, and like the flank doesn't like massively overextend a lot of the time. Like they're able to collapse play better on this map than they were on Swift War, just because it's the nature of Koth. They've got that space through pool room, and yeah, I don't know, it just seems to be working out for them as the next mid goes underway.
Yeah, this is going to be first to 3, so if SDCK do win this final round, then they will actually be... Well, they'll be crowned champions of UGC Platinum yet again, and that pause, funnily enough, came in from the side of Gimme opponents, and maybe that was a bit of a strategic pause, attack pause, just to talk over and say, hey guys, we need to win the next 3 rounds, otherwise we're done. What do we do differently? And it seems to be working as they pick up some pretty big kills, and they have good cap timing. Lanza with the 3 kills there, but Clark is going to wrangle 2 down. DQZ on the Beggar's Bazooka, and the Quickie Bomb launcher from Stan. They are really switching things up here.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see these unlocks come out. I mean, DQC may be hailing back to the days of Hearts to try and pull out some weird Beggars jumps on this map. Maybe you know something that we don't, but DQC has been around a while, so, you know, hasn't probably lost all those memorable jumps and sacks in. But, I mean, they managed to pressure them off at the moment. Barth is trying to peek in, but Yerkas gets that pick at the start.
Running the Ambi onto Kazarok. What year are we in? Beggars? Ambassador? Like, yeah, I'm getting all nostalgic here, but whatever it is good enough for Gimme opponent to win that mid fight and get the force and still have an uber advantage. And Yerkas, you hear another headshot coming off there, takes down May. Stan is on a 3K with those Quickie Bombs, and actually, you know, Gimme opponent looking pretty good right now.
Oh, he finds it! DQC with the biggest bomb in, gets on to Gedu, just lands, no one kills him before that happens, and oh my god, huge rockets from Jackie Legs though. Both soldiers just making absolutely huge plays there, hits it off the wall and manages to kill Jorge there, but yeah, I don't know, it's weird unlock plays right now, but Gimme opponent somehow trying to make it work, it seems.
I was desperate for that Beggar's airshot. Like, I was just waiting for that rocket to land. I guess Jackie kind of, I don't know, he gave me a little bit there. He gave me that wall shot, which was good, but both mids going down. Gedu will have the advantage due to the fact that he didn't have the point, but it's a minute time chalked off for Gimme opponent. This is the biggest lead they've had so far, but I have to see whether or not they can actually, you know, get themselves back into this round, because it's looked really, really good for them so far. There's going to be the battle of the pool room right now. And both spies going down, but Barthes will go down to the pipes of Nubby. All of that spam coming in, it's just so hard to get through the door without getting any damage taken. And DQC still running that Beggars, maybe, you know, going to get some heals and maybe going for another bomb. We'll have to see what happens, but Stan just being aggressive again and just walking forward.
Yeah, and they've still got Kaz to deal with on this obelisk because he's been alive this whole time, just staring him down. And I was kind of surprised they didn't get more picks there, but they're just kind of at the perfect angle to avoid his shot. But yeah, Stan going down there, get delay the push in, the time is on as well as we ticking down very slowly. Only got his pyro with him and his scout at the moment, but Mezzo once again trying to get onto Sting here, but doesn't manage to lose that one out in the favour of Sting. But Oi, just very exposed right now, needs to be regrouping, I think, with the rest of the Gimme opponent.
Yeah, Stan wants to be aggressive, takes down Yahoo. Those quickies obviously proving a little bit more difficult to deal with, and Jackie Legs is also going, look at Stan just walking. Oh my god! Like, whoa man, chill, he's like a horse that's just bolted from the stable. And Yerkas just reeling off these Ambi headshots. What is this man doing? Takes down Kazarok again, and that was an absolute destruction. I mean, was that a +2 from Gedu? He died, but I don't know who he died to.
Yeah. Pure aggression from Yerkas and Stan on these unlocks as well. Well, DQZ is actually using the default now, unfortunately for you, CeeJaey, so he's opted off. I'm sure he can make other plays, but yeah, Stan manages to find other shots as well. Kills Nubby like immediately as he tries to come back in. I don't know, it's kind of pub-esque from Gimme Opponent, but I mean, I don't know, hailing back to some TF2 older roots and it seems to be working for them at the moment.
Hey, as long as it works, and this is their best performance out of the 3 rounds so far. They are in the lead right now. Stingham with the headshot. Yerkas reeling off some headshots as well. They're trying to get cap time here, SDCK, but they're losing a few players. Lance is just running around. He's just cleaning people up. He takes down Podska there, and he's just being this annoying player of just, you know, someone's weak. All right, I'm in. Let's go. Yerkas! This is filthy! This is absolutely filthy. He's hitting so many headshots, and Kazarok is just like, you know what? I was hitting all the headshots so far in this game. You're not allowed to do that to me, and it's going to be an early pop from SDCK. Jorge responds in kind. We've got a 40% advantage. May is going to take down Stingham, but Geddy goes down to stand. These quickies just proving too much to handle right now.
Yeah, Stan kind of weak, having to get out, almost dodged the roller, but I mean, I don't know, a bit of disconnect. DKZ comes in with a big bomb though onto the point, getting a lot of damage. Yerkas also to help out, and I think he's just had enough of Mezzo's shenanigans. He's trying to return the favour just with the Ambi. I mean, he seems to be very comfortable with it, and Jackie Legs going to be spamming him on the point. Unfortunately, goes down there, but ultimately they do manage to get the cap out, so there needs to be some return cap, and Bartha's going to be trying to sit on there with the Fist of Steel.
Yeah, they're going to get the cap. I mean, basically, SDCK did the cardinal sin of Koth, where you capture the point, but it takes like 5-6 players to do so. And if you do that, then as soon as you've captured the point, hey, you know, those respawns are going to be extremely long. And they also lost their medic, which Jorge has this uber advantage. He's 85% right now, 50 ahead of Gedu. And, you know, SDCK have to pressure the point. 20 seconds left on the clock. Otherwise, Gimme Opponent will win the round. And you know, Gimme Opponent are happy to just fight this slowly but surely, wait until that time ticks down, and then use the Uber to clean up. But Gedu is catching up 70%, and this pool, oh, look at the amount of damage coming in from everybody. Everyone on SDCK is just so weak. The Uber comes in, Gedu does not have it yet. The cap is almost done, but Gedu finally does get it, pops it off, but it's going to be very, very costly if they do get this cap.
Yeah, I mean, also they still do have a minute here. Stingham's actually in the back of pool, using it like a COD player, basically. He's trying to shoot through a bit of a gap, but he's not managing to find at the moment. Going to get caught out, but yeah, they've got this minute to just regroup. Jorge needs to be careful he doesn't get caught out here, because he might be able to come back with a small ad if they manage to regroup on this cliff side.
Let's see what happens as Kazarok is down. 5 seconds until he is, and so is Mezzo. They do not have to worry about their backs for the time being, and that means Gimme Opponent are just going to try and pressure this cap, try and get some time on it. Jorge does have a bit of an Uber advantage, but it's taking a little bit of spam. They want to take pool room, it seems. Jackie Lex has gone down now, and, you know, equal Ubers here. SDCK are in a decent position. Yahoo's just running forward. Gets so much damage onto Stan, but doesn't manage to get the kill. Mezzo is there, but Uber caught by Roy just in time. Geddy went down to the quickies.
Oh wow, okay. I mean, I expected the Uber to come out, but like, wow, I mean, SDCK just being very scared there. Like, no one really getting on the point. That pool push was interesting as well. Like, Bartha's kind of on the flank with like the help of the scout, I think, just from Lancer, and yeah, I don't know, just Yerkas focusing Kazabal with this Ambi. Seems to be working out well. I'm hoping they just keep this momentum going. This is an intense game.
Fast roll out from Stan, and Mezzo's just like, nope, and big jumping from Jackie. He can't get the second rocket off. And Yahoo goes in for a second attempt. Can he do any better? Jorge's dancing. He's got fast feet, that man, and it's not going to be enough. But players dying on both sides. SDCK have the better position right now, but Lance is just like, you know what? There's a heavy on the point. Let's take some pot shots at him. But Stinger goes down, and that may be it for this mid fight. And SDCK really just switching things up a little bit, having to counter this Stranger strat from Gimme Opponent.
Oh, nice. They'll be there. So catch out Lancer's coming in, but yeah, they're trying to regroup sort of near this cliff again. Mezzo's just sort of chilling on this obelisk with Yerkas being annoying in the back as well, being chased by May, but I think they're trying to play around Kaz a bit more. I mean, he's actually with Jackie Legs right now in the pool area, but there's 100% for both sides. You have to see where the aggression actually is kind of aimed at here, but DKZ seems to be going for a bit of a bomb.
Yeah, he's bringing the attention, and he does get a decent amount of damage onto DKZ, but not enough to make him force. Actually, no. More damage comes down, and they do use it, and then the counter Uber comes in. It's much, much better from the opponent. Question is, do they have the players and the presence to get things done? Clark and May have both gone down. Nubby's going to jump in to try and get some damage, and look at all the damage coming in. The kills, Stinger and Tercy, Bath is all going down. So does Yerkas with a nice headshot there from Kazarok, and it looked really good for Gimme Opponent for a moment there. But as soon as SDK realized, hey, they've got a better Uber here, and they're going to win this if we sit around and do nothing. They plunge forward and just take all that space, take the fights, and they win it based on the DM alone.
Yeah, now they're in this position of trying to regress in without an Uber, although the Uber's almost coming up. I mean, they're getting a lot of position on the point. They're trying to just wait for this Uber to come out. Wiethoofd is just trying to cut this out, might get this cap. Flank's coming in as well, lands against those picks on the side. 3 down already for SDCK. Turn Uber not able to come back in just yet, almost has it. Might be thinking about coming back in, but I mean, I don't know whether they've lost so many people, but I mean, there's still some sports coming in. DKZ again with a massive bomb, getting all that damage through onto the point. Uber comes in, Stan goes in for the bomb. He's only with the sniper. Oh, he's on such low health. He manages to get out with the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, Gimme opponent do capture the point, but at what cost? At what cost? They've lost Stan, they've lost Stinghand. This is more reminiscent of the style that, you know, Envision used to play, where they just go forward and just take every fight, always DMing, always putting people under pressure, and it working well for Gimme opponent. And SDCK are trying to respond to this in kind, and they have the potential to do that because they have the DM players. But look at this, Bath is taking down 2, Stan takes down another 2, and Tercia takes down Nubby with the flare for good measure. And again, Gedu has died. Jorge has survived. And what that means is they're going to capture this point and have an advantage, but like, this is just so crazy right now.
It's very back and forth. I'm kind of surprised Clark Telly has not been called out here. Actually gets sat by Yurkas. Yeah, I mean, Poker came in with the aggression there. Barthas had the initial damage, and then Poker in return tries to get some fragments to the point, but it just seems to be sort of very back and forth. They kind of just decide to come into the pool area. Jorge gets forced by May with a bit of a W key play, trying to find Stan outside the pool. DKZ comes in again with another bomb.
Stan gets the kill. I mean, they've traded 3 players, but they do get the kill onto Gedu. Jorge survives. He's in pool room with company. And Lance is just on the cleanup crew. He's just like, here we go. Let's take down a couple. I mean, he's going to take that trade every day of the week. And Stinghand with another one. They're going to take the lead here now after, you know, being, what, nearly 2 minutes down. They are going to take the lead. SDCK have the faster respawns. They're going to go forward, but Yurkas with the backstab onto Kazarok. No sniper present. That's going to give Stinghand a little bit more room. And he's just going to reposition here, try and take some shots. Mezzo
gets the double stab on the sniper and the demo. Huge play from him. I know someone was beyond me, but it's going to be difficult for them to get any more pressure after those 2 bigs from Mezzo, since Boyce kind of left on these stairs with his pyro and his NG and his scout. But I need to be careful to not get caught in him. He's almost got this Uber, but I don't know how effective it's going to be without the right people.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost Lanza as well. Stinghand does get a kill onto Nubby. I mean, that's going to be big. No demo man to deal with. That's going to give Stan a lot more potential. And look at that. Kazarok just getting hit with the flares, hit with the stickies. And, is the Uber going to come in here? Stan gets taken out, so does DQZ, and Yang is going to take the majority of this Uber, just trying to air blast people away. SDCK in the lead means they just need to hold on to this point and regain control, and Gimme opponent losing players. Mezzo is on the alert, but Tercio is all too aware of it. It's just about who wins this DM fight right now. Barthas has gone down, Jacqueline's gone down, Stinghand also gets taken down by Pozka, and this is looking really good for SDCK right now. The point is half capped, but they've only got 23 seconds more to hold on to it, and they will be winning this tie.
Yeah, Pozka's trying to mirror what Boss is doing at the end of the last round, but he gets caught out for it actually by being in pool. I mean, Mini gets caught out as well by Clocks, Clocks Mini with Stan coming into this pool area, but he gets sniped from Kaza. Not what you want, as you've got 7 seconds left on the clock. It's all do or die at the moment. Lanza's trying to get on the point. However, they've got this pool control. Spam might come in. They've got this Mini coming out, being wrangled on the side from Clocks. So weak on the side of Gimme opponent. Barthas is still trying to spam them, but I don't think the damage is going to be enough.
Yeah, there's so much damage. There are Ubers here, but they need to have somebody on the point capping while they're also fighting with these Ubers. Stan comes in, gets a flash. Barthas is trying to cap. He wins that heavy fight, gets another cheeky flash. Is going to stay alive. Yahoo gets so much. He goes down. Yurkas is on the point. The respawns come in, and Lanza is going to try and DM for his life. Tercio is also there, but Kazarok is hiding in the carpet. He manages to take down Tercio. May is going to start DMing now. The respawns come in again. Another wave. Asix is going to be fighting. Kazarok is still alive. He is taking shot after shot after shot, but Gimme opponent are standing on that point, and as long as they stand on that point, it remains active, and they can stay in this round. May is on a 6 kill streak right now, on a 7 kill streak right now, 8 kill streak right now. Stinger goes down, and SDCK come in with their respawns, and it's looking really, really grim for Gimme opponent. It's going to be enough to take this second map 3-1 and take the grand final 2-0 and win UGC Platinum Season 31.
And there we go. I mean, SDCK just, you know, showing everyone they mean business once again, winning out another season with a clinical cap of that Lakeside map.
Absolutely. I mean, I wanted it to get to a third map. Like,
Yes.
that first map was so close. And I feel that coal plant or Asheville, whichever version they were going to play, I felt that third map would have been even closer. But in the end, yeah, SDCK just edging it out. Close final, 2-1, 3-1. I'm going to take a break. And we're going to pass over to our analysts. Gamma and 4HP have been waiting in the wings. And they've been looking at those 4 rounds, and they're going to tell us where it was won and where it was lost.
If there was one thing that we could see from the payload map previous, was that SDCK absolutely thrived in chaos situations, and there was plenty of them on Lakeside. I mean, that's pretty much what you'd expect on a King of the Hill map anyway, and Lakeside is kind of designed for skirmishes all over the map. I mean, you know, it was the era of the spies in some way, whether they were heavy mains or actual spies. You know, Poker and Barthas are just doing crazy flanks.
Like, you saw things that maybe you don't see so often, like Yahoo running perma jetpack and just Nobi going full on with bombs, and a lot of the players out of SDCK just creating distractions all the time, and this works in favor of Mezzo, and you cannot overstate how much Mezzo did in taking advantage of every single distraction that he had.
With that, we might bring it to a close. Thank you very much all for watching. I might just do a few shout outs, of course, to all of you guys for watching. We had, what is it, like 400 viewers at one point? It's amazing. Well done to all of you for checking us out and watching some great TF2 on a Monday night. Shout out to all of our sponsors. Check our social media out, especially YouTube and Twitter, so you can keep up to date with next streams, including the one on Thursday. Going to have the Div 1 6's final here on Critscast. Stay tuned for that. And with that, good evening.
Hi, old beaver! Away!